Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're here to talk all about budgeting with a variable income. So as many of you guys may already know, a month or so ago, I quit my 9-to-5 accounting job to pursue my Etsy business and my YouTube business. And so up until that point, my income was very stable. I had my salary coming in every single month. And then of course, on the side, I had my side business income. But for the most part, I knew every single month we would at least get my salary. And so budgeting was pretty easy back then. I could use all of my side income for the goals that we were trying to reach, but I knew my expenses were covered every single month by my salary. Now that I'm self-employed, things are very different because my income is exclusively variable income. I don't have a salary, obviously, and so my income is based off of sales on Etsy and views on YouTube. I have some other little streams of income coming in, but it's all very unpredictable. And so how do you budget when your income is variable? These are kind of the things that we have been doing and the things that we've put into place. And so hopefully it helps somebody. Of course, this is my experience. This is what I am currently doing. So definitely explore other options if this is not something for you. I totally get it. I'm just personally sharing what we are doing now that our income is exclusively variable. So the first thing that I have been doing is looking back at the past. And I like to do this because I like to see what I've made the last couple of months. I know some people may like to look back at the past year. My business has changed a lot the last couple of months, so I've been looking specifically at the last 3 months and just seeing if there's a pattern or trend. Now, I'm very conservative when it comes to budgeting. I like to underestimate my income and overestimate my expenses because I want to make sure that I'm covered. I don't want there to be a situation where I don't have something, I don't have the money for something. I've never really wanted to be in that situation. And so I always tend to underestimate what I think I'm going to make. That way I'm exceeding what I think. I'm always able to achieve what I put into place. And so what I do is I take a look at those last 3 months and I kind of get an idea of what I think my income will be for the upcoming month, the month that I'm budgeting for. And again, I choose a very conservative amount, something that I know like 99% of the time I'm going to achieve, and I select that amount. Doing so, again, it's very conservative. It means that I will be able to pay all of the expenses that I put into place. Because the way that I'm doing my budgeting now is I'm taking my income minus my expenses, and my balance at the end should be 0 because we're working on financial goals. So I want to make sure those goals are incorporated in our expenses. And doing so, one, means that our expenses are always covered. We always have enough to pay our bills. We always have enough to buy groceries. We have enough to pay whatever goal that we are working on. It also means that if I exceed my income, if we tend to bring more home than what we thought, then we can throw more towards our goal. So right now, I talked about this in I think yesterday's video or a couple days ago, was that we are working on paying off our car. The only debt that we have besides our mortgage is our car, and so we are working on paying that off. And so if we bring home an extra $1,000 that month, I can put that $1,000 directly to the car loan. So that is the first thing that I do. And I think that's probably the most important aspect of all of this, is because you need to have an idea of what you're gonna bring home. Now, again, for me, I feel like the last couple of months, my income has gone up a little bit every month, but sometimes people have great months, sometimes you have horrible months right after each other. And so just try and look at what the trends are and set your income for your budget dependent on that. The second thing that Jason and I have done, and we've done this for a long time, this honestly goes way past having variable income and all of that fun stuff, is we have a buffer in our checking account. And this is probably not Dave Ramsey approved. I don't know what his stance is when it comes to this, but honestly, what I've always done is I've had a set amount in our checking account as a buffer. Right now, that amount is $5,000. That means that at any point in time, we always have at least $5,000 in our checking account. And the reason why I like to do that is I like to have a buffer in our account so that I don't have to worry about the timing of when we're getting paid. So with Etsy, I get paid every Tuesday. That's just the way that it's set up. It's kind of a default thing. I never changed it. I just left it alone. With YouTube, I get paid on the 21st of every month. Same with some other little random miscellaneous things. So I don't ever have to worry about when that income is coming in because I have that buffer set in place, and I know that if, you know, I get paid by Etsy after our mortgage is already taken out, that we're fine. Like, we have the money in there, it's all good to go. Now the buffer, again, if you have one, if you don't have one, there's no right or wrong way to do it. I personally just prefer to have that because I don't want to worry about the timing. But it also helps because if you have a month where your income comes in less than what your expenses are, you have that money set there so that you know, okay, I need to buy groceries this week and I haven't gotten paid yet. I have that money there. Like, I have the money to do it. And so for us, that has always been something that we've done. It's really crucial now that we have variable income. And again, every month we're very dependent on a lot of things happening. And so I just like to make sure that we have all of our bases covered. And if we need extra money for some reason, that we have it there. It's set, it's ready to go. So that is something that we've done. If you guys want to know how we've gotten to that buffer amount, I know a lot of people are going paycheck to paycheck. And so if you want to know how to build up a buffer, let me know down below and I can do a video all about that. Okay, so the last thing that we've been doing recently when it comes to budgeting with variable income is we have been trying to increase our income and decrease our expenses. And this is very simple, honestly. So increasing your income, obviously you could get side hustles and all of that, but we've been doing it very low key. We've been selling things around our house that we are not using. So I talked about this in a couple other videos, but we recently sold an outdoor set that was honestly just sitting outside. We used it maybe twice in the last 2 years that we've had it. And we sold that for $750, which is a lot of money for 1 month to just have come in. I also sold some old stickers that I'm no longer and not planning to use. I sold a hutch that we had downstairs in our basement. Again, we had no place for it in our current home. It wouldn't match anything in our future home. And so we sold it for $225. So we have just been selling things that we know we don't want to move with and that's just sitting around. And that has been bringing in quite a bit of money. With all of that combined, we have brought in an extra $1,000 this month alone just by selling things. So that definitely makes a big difference. It helps us accomplish the goals that we're working on, but also it helps with the fact that we have variable income. And so although you can't depend on that amount every single month, it does help in months that you may be struggling to meet whatever goal that you may have. The next thing that we've been doing, which is also incorporated in this little step, is we have been decreasing our expenses. Now, we are no means struggling for money. I don't want you guys to think that, but I've just been trying to be more intentional about how we're spending money. So I've talked about this before, but we've been trying to be more intentional with our groceries and eating out because that is one of the most expensive line items in our budget. We've also been cutting things that we don't need. So for a long time, I've had a bow subscription for the girls, you know, the cute little bows, they come matching every single month. And I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? The girls honestly very rarely wear bows. We don't really like putting them on Mila because the clips are metal and I'm just always worried about it digging into her head. And Macy, honestly, I swear every time she wears a bow, it ends up being off of her. So we don't really put bows on the girls very often. And when we do, they tend to get lost or taken off very quickly. And so I'm like, why are we spending $30 every single month for bows when they rarely use them? So we cut that. We also cut Apple Music because I had Apple Music. I was paying $10 every single month, and I noticed that I would download a new song maybe every week. 4 songs a week for $10. It just didn't make a ton of sense. And honestly, if I wanted to listen to it, I'm usually in my office. I can pull up YouTube and listen to music that way. I don't need Apple Music on my phone. And so we've been just cutting little things here and there so that our budget is slimmer. Again, not because we have to, but just because we're trying to be more intentional with our budget. Don't get me wrong, we spend money on things that we enjoy doing. Jason goes golfing all the time because we have money set aside for that. I still buy stickers and books and things that I enjoy, but we've been trying to cut things that don't really make a ton of sense to us anymore. And so those are the 3 things that we've been doing recently to deal with the fact that now our budget is very variable. Like, our income is variable and we are very dependent on variable income. So I hope that helped you guys. If you guys have variable income and if you've had it for a long time, let me know what your tips are down below. Again, I think most people who have variable income, they don't know what to expect in terms of every month, like what is going to come in. And so I feel like I'm pretty fortunate that like I have seen that my variable income has been pretty consistent. It's not like predictable every single month. I never know if it's going to go up or a little bit down, but for the most part, I know like, okay, I can really depend on this amount every month. And so let me know if your experience is different, how you handle that. What do you put in place? How do you budget every single month? How do you make sure that your expenses are accounted for? Anyway, besides your opinions on variable income down below, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys got something from this video, and definitely check out some of my other budget videos. I have a ton lately that I've been posting because I've been so passionate about budgeting and just getting on track. So definitely check out some of my previous budgets and some of my previous budgeting videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.